It all started when I opened this toy. Before we go any further, I just want to say this video dives into some pretty deep history around one particular fast food promotion. If you're looking for a more general look at how fast food toys are made, that's another video on my channel called How Fast Food Toys Are Made. Thanks so much for joining me, and don't forget to like and subscribe. This is a 2000 Burger King Kids Meal Coca Cola toy. Specifically, it launches a spinning top out of the bottom. There's the top for you. The promotion had a few other toys all on display here. It's odd. It's odd because when I think of popular Y2K kids media, Coca Cola doesn't exactly come to mind. Sure, they had the plush polar bears, they were even Hardee's Premiums in the 90s. But an entire series of fast food toys built around a soda bottle? Like I said, odd. So I started digging, and what I found shocked me. This toy bottle contains a top, and an actual Coca-Cola bottle would contain soda. But this fast food promotion contains some twists and turns I guarantee you'll never see coming. To start, we need to go back to 1990. That year was big for Coke and Burger King. Burger King was bought and restructured by a company called Grand Met, or more formally Grand Metropolitan. Also that year, Coke returned to Burger King. See, Coca-Cola was the chain's original drink supplier, but Burger King switched to Pepsi in 1983. In fact, just months before the 1990 switch was announced, Burger King said they'd be sticking with Pepsi for the foreseeable future. I guess their foresight was fairly limited. But the 1990 Pepsi-Burger King breakup didn't seem like a bad deal for Pepsi. Pepsi's parent company, Pepsico, was stepping into the fast food sector itself, owning the largest number of fast food restaurants in the world, including staples like KFC, Pizza Hut, and Taco Bell. Those three names may seem to fit together because now PepsiCo has morphed into Yum brand foods, which owns all of them. And PepsiCo has executed some of the most famous promotions in those restaurants, most notably its $2 billion Star Wars promotion, which included toys, cups, cup toppers, and contests for both the original trilogy and the prequels. I'll never forget that Episode 1 mural. The 1990 deal was great for Coca-Cola too. Not because they made a ton of money, they didn't, but because they got their product in front of customers at 5,400 Burger King locations in the United States. With Grand Met also satisfied, Coke was in for a 5-year contract that would be extended and is still in place today. So what was so special about 2000? Well, lots of things. That year, Burger King struggled. Their Y2K era bad press included a dead 13-month-old who suffocated on a Burger King Pokemon Pokeball Premium, 3 New York State Burger King employees spitting on, peeing on, and adding oven cleaner to their food at a Thruway franchise, and the ire of Reverend Al Sharpton, who called for a boycott after the company failed to open the 225 franchises that they promised inner-city areas. Oh yeah, and the chain's new French fry flopped. Burger King was closing underperforming stores and was put up for auction by their parent company Diageo, which was what Grand Met evolved into after a series of business moves. Coca-Cola struggled that year too, cutting 20% of its workforce in a money-saving reorganization effort. And all while PepsiCo enjoyed the fruits of that Star Wars Episode 1 promotion I gushed about earlier. Though Coke still dominated, it's never easy to see your competition gain ground. Coke and Burger King needed a win. Enter frozen Coke. Frozen Coca-Cola was not a new innovation. It had existed in some form in convenience stores like 7-Eleven, but for a fast food chain, it was new. Burger King wanted it, Coke wanted it in Burger King, but it needed to survive a test. It was around this time that this kids meal toy came out in 2000. Because of this, I can only assume the toys relate to the push to get customers excited about Coke and its potential new Burger King offering. Potential because, as is common in fast food chains, its popularity needed to be proven on the small scale before it could go national. For BK, small scale meant Richmond, Virginia. It was decided that the company would roll out frozen Coke there, and if it was popular enough, it could enter other restaurants elsewhere. The Richmond promotion worked like this. Customers got a coupon for free frozen Coke when they purchased a value meal. Then, they'd exchange the coupon for the drink, and Burger King could measure how many people took advantage of the offer, and how many people demanded more. Pretty standard. What wasn't standard is what came out in a lawsuit years later. In a wrongful termination lawsuit, discovery revealed that the Richmond promotion wasn't run honestly. Coca-Cola put the frozen Coke test in the hands of Robert Bader. To guarantee success of the beverage, court documents show that Bader wired $9,000 to a Mr. Berryman, plus an extra $400 in a transaction fee. Berryman then took the money and met with Esther Hyatt, the development director of Boys and Girls Clubs of Metro Richmond. The money was then used to buy massive amounts of value meals for kids, all accompanied by that free frozen Coke coupon. The kids redeemed the coupons for frozen Cokes, and because Burger King had no way of knowing the kids had their meals paid for by Berryman, it just looked like people were really into the frozen Coke. This led to Burger King installing frozen Coke machines in restaurants all over the nation at the expense of franchisees. When a Coca Cola whistleblower tried to blow the lid off of all of this, he was fired. His firing led to the wrongful termination suit in which all of this was revealed. Coke paid Burger King $10 million for rigging the test, and Burger King set up a compensation plan for employees who were essentially duped into selling frozen Coke on inflated claims of its popularity. TLDR, the test was rigged and it cost Coke dearly. Today this story is all but forgotten, however it lies in wait inside these little puzzling premiums, small toy Coca-Cola bottles from the turn of the century that managed to bottle a big Burger King battle. Thank you so much for joining me for this fast food toy file. There's a new fast food toy file every week, so if you like what you hear, please feel free to like the video and subscribe to the channel. That helps us grow. Do you have any weird fast food promotions that you're wondering about? Feel free to tell me about them in the comments and I'll try to solve the mystery. And until next time, open your toys.